Thank you for all the new subscribers, all the day ones, all the likes, comments, feedback. Man, thank you so much. It's greatly appreciated. Well, it's Thursday. Uh, it's an upset stomach day. Uh, Dry mouth, dehydrated. Recuperating day, right? Basically. Uh, Somebody with medical conditions, it's not really healthy or wise to be consuming alcohol, especially when it inflames, it swells you up more than what you already are. So, but it's every now and then, you know what I mean? It's not like I consume, you know. It's just, how can you say it, oh man, every blue moon or something, man. Every then the last time I it's been a couple of months, man, maybe like 4 or 5. I don't know, right? But that's the downside of when you drink. So it's not good, man. So that's why I stopped drinking to begin with. My body just couldn't handle it no more, man. You know, that's why I just don't do it as much. But last night, man, I had to pull out the dusty old laptop, man. It was just been collecting dust. It's just been sitting around. And as you can see, all the videos and plenty of more other videos that just proves the defamation of the case. And the irony of stuff is that he was allegedly taking precautions of not trying to be held liable by a deceased person. He was more concerned on following the I don't care, man. I don't. They can react to it all they want, man. It's not like I just put it out there to post. It's not like I sent it to Crystal Mendenhall. It's not like I was gonna do any kind of reaction to it, man. Beat me to the punch. Go ahead, man. It's like I'm not, and that's gonna be the irony itself, right? Somebody wants to speak about the stuff, but they don't want to, like the dude was talking about me last night on those videos, right? If Mark wants to talk about it, then he should talk about how he was the problem at one time, right? The torturing and the extorting. Let's get those type of reaction videos. Those, right? We don't know. We don't need these little stupid commentary remarks. We need the truth honest and say, man, you know what? This documentary is to the truth. I was one of those apex predators in there, right? React that way, right? Authentic. Just because you pop it on and you give your 2 cents, it's not authentic, right? Because if it was authentic, you'd be like, hey, man, I understand it. I was once part of the problem, right? I was into the pimping, the extorting, the grooming. I would understand those type of reaction videos, right? But we're not gonna get it, right? So if anybody's interested into listening to a serial rapist, listen to his commentary. If he's not gonna tell you and hold himself accountability on what's still going on today, right? He was part of it 20, 30 years ago, right? And as you can see, it's still going, right? It's still going. And instead of him being the voice for the victims and future monsters, because like I said it before, man, Mark has victims. Not only did he emotionally and physically harm himself, but he emotionally scarred the victims' family members. So it's a domino effect, right? Of defecation, tears, and blood at the hands of one called Lamarck Terrell Moore, right? So he can sit there and beat me to the punch over a documentary that, hey, it ain't like turned out, man, right? The Alabama solution, you know, it ain't turned out, man. Right. Turned out, it's in its own category, man. And Mark Moore is the star of that documentary. He needs to talk about that, right? And play and hold yourself accountable. Be like, man, fuck, they're speaking the facts, man. I used to be a monster at one time. Maybe not no longer, right? Because we tend to, well, at least myself, man. You know, I tend to break cycles and hold myself accountable before anybody else does. All right. So Mark can make reaction videos and give his perspective on trying to fool people, bamboozle. That's why I'm going to be here to counter, or let him do his reaction video. If I can go over there and I dissect it. All right. I'll dissect his little reaction video to this new documentary that's out. All right. But I have no problem, man. All right. I be honest, I haven't watched it, man. I just came across it maybe this morning, right, man? And I sent it off to Crystal as well as some other videos, just for her entertainment purposes, man. Right? Here, there's gonna be more videos of other minions that were in there, and it's just chopping it up and just using their own words against them. Right? And if you use their own words against them, you kind of protect yourself on defaming anybody. Right. I'm not trying to break any kind of civil or criminal laws, right? I have broken many, which I regret breaking, right? But I can't go back in time and change it, right? So at 40-something years old, I'm not trying to break any kind of civil or criminal laws. So I respect the law, right? Nobody's bigger than the amendments, the rights, civil rights, defamation of character rights, right? This programs are already implemented these rights. Right? Nobody's bigger, man. And then when you make a mockery of the legal system, just paints reckless negligence, dangerous behavior. Right? It's just the irony, man. Like, can you believe he was more worried about being held liable for defaming a deceased man's character? Which, if he was so worried about legal repercussions, apparently he did it with me, right? Apparently with me, he didn't take the time with the living character to where he went off and found Francisco, trying to manipulate. It's It's all there, man. Right? So for my case to win, it's 99 from, let me see, 99.9 of all the false defamation. Right? I can prove it. He has to prove, right, why he felt that he could do that, right, and explain to if you knew what you were doing over here. We got you on video explaining yourself that you knew the legal repercussions on defaming. Defamation of character is a mother. Defamation of character is a mother. All right. I think I need to cop me some shirts, man. All right. Defamation of character is a mother. But it ain't gonna beat your famous quotes. Who cares what the black man did to the white man in prison? That's the quote of one narcissist that goes by the name of Dante Lamar Bell. Famous quote, man. It's up on YouTube. Check it out on my channel. It's up there if you don't believe me. It's famous quotes, man. You know, you can't get any dumber than that. But when people make habits of doing, they think they're above the law, man. Right? They get comfortable breaking the law. They get comfortable cyberbullying. They get comfortable doxing. It's just comfortable, man. Right? Once you become a habitual criminal, everything comes second. You know, it's like wiping your ass, right? It becomes easy, man. Right? It becomes almost part of you, a habit. So somebody that has the tendencies as a content creator that goes by the Dante Lamar Bell, that not only promotes racism, promotes predatory behavior, right? His videos are gonna exhibit that, right? They're gonna show the malice. Did he know? Most definitely, right? In his own words, he knew. Well, at least he knows the definition of legal terminology to a certain extent. He don't know when to apply it though, right? He just doesn't know when to apply it. All right. It is, man. Talking reckless is like a habitual liar, a habitual criminal until you get put in your place, right? And eventually, like my fellow Texan Charleston White said, you ain't never gonna get a black man to apologize until he go on to jail. You mess with his freedom, or you mess with his money, all right? And I guarantee you, then he's writing you an apology letter. But you know, we passed that, man. All right? We passed that because just like how he was laughing at my cease and desist letter, right? Making a mockery of the, how do you say it, man? I'm not very, is it called the jurisdiction? The you know, there's the terminology meant for the legal system, right? Making a mockery, right? Because as a citizen, public or private, I reached out to him to, you know, start a legal process, which in hand, he started making a mockery about it, right? Instead of taking it seriously. But, man, who am I, right? Who am I? I'm just a delusional man. And this is all for speaking on somebody like Mark Moore that's over there supposedly reacting to the Alabama solution. Well, you know what? You've been the problem, and you continue to be the problem. So apparently, you're not going to be an example for the Alabama solution. Right? Maybe if you came out and repent and be remorseful for your deviant ways, hold yourself accountable, man, a lot of people are probably reaching out to you, man. Just like how people reach out to ex-gang members, ex-prostitutes, X anybody, right? X anybody that was in a deviant way, uh, but they're telling the truth. Right? Maybe then, but until then, I'm gonna be right there, man. Make your reaction videos. For they can see how ignorant you are, right? Talking about you being the solution. Right? Watching the Alabama solution, right? I bet you that them stalls right there, them shitters all bring back memories to you, right? The smell of defecation, the smell of feet and bleach. Those aromas probably turn you on, man. Right? The smell of stench, the musk, right? The Manly's musk, right? We all got that musky smell, man, right? Some of us are a lot cleaner than others, right? But I know from my experience, it's ass feet and bleach. Right? Ass feet and bleach, fucking smells that I hate, right? But to you, it's like a 5-star course, right? The aromas just get you salivated like a wild hyena, right? Them aromas just, it's like a fetish, right? Because I've said it before, man. I know as a man, we've all came across that one or maybe two females, once them things come off and you about to go in and whoa, right? It's like, man, it's an immediate turn off, right? Especially if you're intoxicated, man, you start wanting to gag, right? Because you already got an upset stomach, and then you get a whiff of, of unsanitized, right? Female parts. And we know as a man, well, if you've been with females, you're going to run across once, maybe twice in your lifetime, a female like this, right? They all look pretty from the outside, and you're like, oh, yeah, you smell good, shit. All that fucking bath and body works and shit. And as soon as you take them drawers off, you get the stench, right? And it's a totally turn off, man. So, but Mark Moore, man, that shit brings him back memories, man. Right? Maybe like your old granny's home style cooking. Right? You can smell that shit from as soon as you step in, man, that shit smell good. Right? But I guess other people are attracted to the oddities in life. Right? Some people have acquired a taste for oddities in life. Right? For example, Mark likes defecation, right? And he likes cream pieing. He likes to have 3-ways with 3 men, right? He likes having threesomes, right? It's bad enough, man, that the equation's off with 2 and 1, with 2 guys and a female. But man, it's off, right? But now when you throw the whole equation off of 3 men, maybe it can be 2 girls and 1. It's still off, right? Still unright. But at the end of the day, having a 3-way with 3 men, and then still having the ability to perform, that's why, I guess in life, a lot of people acquire different tastes for different oddities, right? Is which you would call taboo, right? It's taboo, right? It's what it's called, man. It's taboo. But he's the main one to be reacting over the Alabama solution. Right? He's the perfect fit, man. He's the perfect spokesperson, right? But he's on the wrong playing field, right? He's on the predator. He's trying to align himself to the victims and try to get pity and be like, man, look, I'm all for the victims now. But what were you for the victims when you were giving these guys panic attacks? Right? Caressing them, making them breathe in, breathe out. Right? Holding shivs up to jugglers and eyeballs and defecation. And what was the sympathy and empathy and apologetic and understanding for trying to put yourself in the victim's shoes while you had plenty of victims right in front of you, right? The time that you had to do the right thing, you did the wrong thing. You did the wrong thing. And now you want to get on social media and be the savior of the Alabama solution? Get off the gas, right? Get off the gas, right? How can you be or even consider yourself, right? I had to get off the mission, man, because I think my tunnel vision was affecting the victim's cause, man. So I kind of, distanced myself. I felt at one point or another, my tunnel vision was hurting the victims in their members' cause of what they wanted to do, right? So I kind of distanced myself based off my tunnel vision, right? Maybe the way I'm going about it is not the way they want to go about it, right? But those are the consequences of going through tunnel vision, right? You're just seeing the end of it your way, right? And you really don't care about anybody else's perspective, because at the end of the day, man, you got to understand on who we're talking about. It's almost like how Allen Iverson said, practice. You do know what we're talking about here, right? We're talking about practice, right? Practice. What I'm talking about is Mark Moore, right? A sexual deviant, not a Mr. Rogers. Mark's, Jerry Gaskins, Big Ox, a lot of these characters are cut from the same cloth, right? These characters are despised in both of societies. And what societies do I refer to? Well, the society of a law-abiding citizen, and then you got the other society, when you break the laws, you go time out or punishment and you go to jail, right? There's two different societies, man. Right? And in those two societies, rapists are the most despised, right? It's not based off their sexual orientation, right? Nobody cares, right? Nobody's trying to hold them accountable for being bi, right? I could care less about his sexual orientation. If Mark likes to, like how what Hip said, he likes to suck one to take one, well then that's his choosing of living, right? I don't agree with this type of lifestyle. That's why I speak up about it, right? Especially when you have victims. But you can be the spokesperson for and try to explain your perspective on what you see about that documentary. But what you need to do is go give your perspective on your documentary that you made, on how much of a monster you were, and you still continue to be unaccountable for your actions. And then you can go back and dissect and try to give your perspective opinion on the Alabama solution. Right? I don't get it with these guys, man. Right? These guys are their own worst enemy. Right? They weaponize Their tongue like venom, like a sword, wave it around, slicing through people, man. Right? Just like demons, right? On demon time, right? I think at one point or another we've all been on demon time, man. Right? But these guys are like spiritual, man, because you're never physically gonna see these guys. Right? So it's more like a spiritual, man. You're never gonna, well, like I said, the only people that are butthurt, it's only a handful, right? If you feel that I speak bad about Mark Moore, well then you need to look at yourself, man. But I think our majority of the alliance is that a lot of people see a Mexican talking about a black, right? So it kind of gives them the tunnel vision of being, nah, man, that's our brother, right or wrong. We ain't gonna have a Mexican talk about him, right? I understand that, right? Shit, I understand the pushback from that, right? I'm hoping that's it, right? Because I would hope to think that there's a lot of people that are still so deviant and would align themselves with the sexual deviant, and not knowing that they could have probably been the victims if they would have came across him, right? That's what I'm trying to get to the understand to my mind. So I'm thinking it's the other, right? That a lot of people that are supporting Mark and align themselves with them is because based off of his color of his skin, right? Just like I have tunnel vision, a lot of people use that for tunnel vision, right? Shit, oh hell no. If anybody's gonna hold one of our own accountable, it's gonna be us, right? So I get it. Right? I'm hoping that that's what it is, right? That this world, you know, is not really going to the shits. That we're not really living in a fucking another Babylon, right? In a Sodom and Gomorrah, right? That there's still humanity, man, right? That there's still people that knows what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, and not to promote deviancy, man. Especially on social media where these deviants can spread their gospel, man, across the masses. Right? There has to be regulations on who can they just let on, right? They can't just let these content creators get on here, defame people's name, character, dogs, cyberbullying, dangerous behavior, man. Right? That's what you call dangerous behavior. And at the end of the day, somebody needs to be held liable, man. I get it, man. Even then, you shouldn't use it as an excuse of saying trying to turn a blind eye to somebody's wrongs just because they're the same color as you. You should be able to hold them accountable, right? But y'all have a good one, man.